Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. I don't think it's an accident that Christmas falls so close to the winter solstice. In case you aren't clear what the solstice is, that's the point in our year when the sun is the furthest away in the southern hemisphere, making it the day with the least amount of daylight for us. Perhaps another way to say that, which might have more impact and meaning, it's the day of the year with the most darkness. Or even better, it's the day of the year when we most need light. This weekend, next week, we're delving into some Old Testament prophecies of the Messiah as we begin to move through Advent and the awareness of our need for a Savior and our anticipation of celebrating our Savior's birth. Today we're going to look at Malachi 4:2, which says, "But for you who revere my name, the Son of Righteousness shall rise with healing on its wings. You shall go out leaping like calves from the stall." Now, it's a bit obscure as a prophecy of the Christ child, but the first thing this little verse says is that the Son of Righteousness shall rise. And again, in these dark days, when I often leave for work in the dark and don't get home until well after dark, we need the light of Christ in our lives. And it's not just light, but the light of righteousness. In other words, it's good and just and true. It's not only light, it is fulfilling light in the darkness of our lives. We may have all sorts of expectations for the Messiah, but in Jesus, God gives us just what we need. But more, this little verse also tells us even more about what kind of rain the coming one will bring. It's a rain with healing on its wings. And oh, how we need healing. We're in the midst of a pandemic right now, but that's not the only healing we need. There are other illnesses. We face spiritual brokenness, broken relationships with others, and even those we love, and more. It's clear that healing is just what we need. And in the Messiah, that's just what God sends. But even that isn't all. The last part says we go out leaping like calves from the stall. And the way I read that, I think it means that when the Messiah comes, all will be made right, and we will respond with and be filled with joy. So often there's not much joy in life. Sometimes we're happy, but I think joy is something deeper, something lasting, an abiding quality that is most fulfilled when we are with God and God is with us. Joy bubbles out from us and can't be contained. Joy is effervescent and it's contagious. This is all a lot to ask of one tiny verse in one tiny book, but it announces the promise of God to us, a promise that is fulfilled in Jesus. Thanks for watching. And remember to let this day belong to God.